like if you found the video valuable. Rain had a way of slowing everything down in Maple Grove, the town that seemed stuck in sepia tones and childhood memories. For Anya, it wasn't just a sleepy town. It was the place where she learned how to ride a bike, how to skip stones, and how to fold paper boats during monsoon season. She was back now, 12 years later. Older, sharper around the edges, with a city job that demanded perfection and a phone that rarely stopped buzzing. But even the city hadn't prepared her for the quiet awkwardness of running into Arjun Mehra at the local bakery, the same boy who had once chased paper boats down the creek with her, shouting laughter into the drizzle. He was taller now, the kind of tall that made you feel like time had done something profound in your absence. But his eyes were the same, still warm, still curious. "Anya?" he asked, brushing a loose strand of flour from his apron. She froze, halfway to ordering her usual, cinnamon bun, black coffee, no sugar. "Arjun." Her voice surprised her, soft and unsure. "You're still here?" "Yeah," he said with a shrug and a smile. Someone had to keep the town from turning into a ghost story. Anya hadn't planned to stay more than a week. Just enough time to visit her grandmother, take care of the estate, and escape before memories started whispering again. But something about the smell of baked bread and old books made her want to linger. It started innocently. A morning coffee at Arjun's bakery. Then a long walk to the creek, where the summer rains had returned. Then an evening helping him fix a rusted gate while sharing stories of what they'd missed in each other's lives. He told her he'd gone to architecture school but returned after his father's stroke. He now ran the bakery, built wooden shelves in his free time, and volunteered at the local school. "You stayed," she said one night, both of them sitting by the creek on a worn-out blanket. "Why?" He looked at the water, where tiny ripples formed around floating leaves. "Not everything needs to change to mean something. Some things are worth building from the inside out." She let that sit in the silence. She had run from Maple Grove, chased ambition like it was the only currency that mattered. But Arjun made stillness feel valuable again. One afternoon, it rained hard. The kind of rain that filled the streets and soaked your bones. Arjun knocked on her grandmother's door, holding a small box. "Thought you'd need this," he said, handing it over. Inside were folded boats, neatly creased, delicately shaped. "Made these for the school kids. But thought maybe you'd want to float one too." She laughed. "You remember how competitive I was? You used to cheat," he said with a grin. "You used to let me win." He raised an eyebrow. "Who says I let you?" They walked in the rain like they used to, shoes squelching, hair soaked, cheeks flushed. Down at the creek, they let the paper boats go. Some capsized, others made it halfway down the bend before sinking. One went all the way, past the curve and out of sight. They both watched it disappear. "That one was yours," she said. "Maybe it knew where it was going," he replied. They stood in silence, inches apart. Raindrops clung to her lashes. She felt her breath catch as his hand brushed hers. "I missed this," he said. "I didn't know I needed it," she answered. Her stay extended. One more week turned into two. Her suitcase remained unpacked. The calls from work became background noise. One evening, under the dim glow of fairy lights at the bakery, Arjun handed her a mug of cocoa and a folded napkin. "You're leaving soon, right?" She nodded slowly. "I have meetings, deadlines, life, out there." He smiled. "I get it. You're meant for bigger places." She wanted to say no. That maybe this town, this bakery, and this boy with flour on his jeans was big enough. But fear is a quiet thing, and it sat between them like an uninvited guest. Instead, she said, "Don't forget me." He looked at her for a long time. "I've spent 12 years not forgetting you." Her last morning arrived with sunshine. Maple Grove looked beautiful, like it knew she was leaving and wanted to put on its best face. Arjun wasn't at the bakery. She left a note instead, just a folded paper boat with her number and the words, "Let's not wait another 12 years." Back in the city, the world returned in sharp focus. Elevators, emails, exhaustion. But in quiet moments, she thought of rain on tin roofs and the way Arjun said her name like it was home. Weeks passed, then months. One day, an envelope arrived. No return address, just a paper boat, carefully sealed. Inside, a note in Arjun's handwriting. "Some boats don't sink. Some find their way back." And then, a one-way ticket to Maple Grove. She called in a leave. Packed light. The town hadn't changed, but this time, she was ready not to run. At the bakery, he waited. No big speeches, just a smile and a folded napkin. "Race you to the creek?" She grinned, heart racing. Only if you let me win. He laughed. We'll see.